For those that haven't seen the Residents Club, we can walk you through it. Amazing facilities that the clients have access to. And really the basis of that is you don't have to go and jump in your car and drive into Werribee, for instance. Everything's here on your doorstep. So you're creating that community. You can see just at the back of me, that concrete structure. That's stage one of our big retail shopping centre. Now that's only stage one. That's going to offer Coles supermarket, 28 specialty shops, childcare, medical centre, cafes, restaurants. We're looking at a cinema later on. So that will be jam-packed with, again, everything that the residents need here. Okay, so really exciting to see all this. The other side of me is education, the private school. So again, this is the philosophy of Fraser's. When you come to a Fraser's development, it will typically offer all that amenity for the clients, right? And what you'll find over time, that will result in a better outcome for your clients, right? Because they're bought in the right location. Okay, as some examples, some of you may we did shopping centre like we're doing at the back here. We did apartments, we did townhomes on this project. Now, that was awarded the best master plan community for our townhomes in Australia last year, not just Victoria. So we know our formula on what we do works, and we know when clients buy off us, we often show these little booklets or videos of our past projects to say this is what you're getting. Okay, it's a better standard than what's out there generally in the market. Another great example which people love to see, and I'll show you some examples in Mambourin as well, is capital growth. So if you get the formula right, this is where you can see some exceptional growth in a Melbourne market that really hasn't shifted, which I'll show you some data on in a minute. So look at this when we're selling off plan in 2018 for about 900,000. Now that's a combination of a good product, but as I said, you'll find in Burwood Brickworks now, people want to live there. It's convenient, it's got shops, it's got everything, it's a great location. People want to rent there, they'll pay more rent. People, when they sell, they'll get strong capital growth. Same as what we're trying to achieve here in Mambourin. It's not completed yet. So, getting to the Melbourne story. So, again, I'll send you all this data so you don't have to worry too much about it. But Melbourne, the fundamentals of Melbourne are really strong. And what I mean by that is, if you go back 100 years in price growth nationally in Australia, typically there's three key elements that you need. One of them is infrastructure. You need significant infrastructure spending in that area. Melbourne, as we all know, lots of infrastructure happening at the moment. There's train lines, there's Westgate Tunnel projects, there's freeway linking projects, so there's a lot happening in Melbourne. Your other factor that you need to tick the box of is demand for property. And demand for property typically comes from population growth. So over the last few years in Melbourne, guess what? Melbourne's population has been booming. Okay, so that ticks another box. Your third box you need to tick is what is the market in terms of supply. So what you'll find at Sydney, not saying we're going to be at those prices, but I'll show you some data on that in a minute. But in terms of population, we are well on the way of becoming the largest city in Australia. So that's where I want to be buying. Rental increase. What we've also seen with the market over the last, say, 18 months is that rental returns have now shifted. So typically Melbourne was quite low in rental yield. What we've found now, Melbourne's rental yield is starting to get higher, and there's been already some exceptional growth in a project like Mambourin. And we can share that data with your clients. Okay? Often also I say to clients with that rental increase, usually before prices go up, rents go up. So it's a good indicator that the next part of Melbourne's market will be price growth. Again, for people, in particular if they're not living in Melbourne, Melbourne represents great value at the moment. If you look at nationally where you can buy in Sydney, in Brisbane, in Perth, and then you look at what we're selling in Melbourne, typically it's in a better location, it's better value, and you'll often get a stronger return than most parts of Australia. Right, so these are the things we're telling our clients at the moment. And if they want to look at the data, this is why we're looking at Melbourne at the moment. We all know Perth, Adelaide, Brisbane, and to some extent Sydney as well. Significant growth in price. Melbourne, for various reasons, we don't need to go into all the